Do you recognise these gas lamps? It's said they were the inspiration for one of the nation's favourite authors who created a fantasy kingdom that has charmed children and adults for generations. Find out where we are in just a moment. On today's show, I'll be helping a career-driven couple move closer to their family and friends in the countryside. But early in our house hunt, it's a garage that makes them giddy with excitement.
Oh,
come on in.
Wow.
Oh.
Jason's dream come true.
However, excitement quickly turns to trepidation. Obviously, it's shared. How do you feel about sharing a community?
Not sure.
Today we're in Worcestershire, and these Victorian gas lamps here in Great Malvern were the inspiration for C.S. Lewis, who used them as the gateway to Narnia in The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. But recently there was a cloud hanging over their future until some local activists got together and found a way to save them. Later in the show I'll be meeting them and shedding some light on how they did it. But first let's take a look at some other iconic sites here in this county. Worcestershire is bordered by Herefordshire to the west, Shropshire to the north and Gloucestershire to the south. On the western fringes of the county are the Malvern Hills, a designated area of outstanding natural beauty from which there are incredible views across the Vale of Evesham towards the Cotswolds. Located in the Vale of Evesham is the market town of Pershore, which lies on the banks of the River Avon. It's prized for its wealth of Georgian buildings and its abbey, a fine example of 12th century architecture. To the east of the county, the Cotswold village of Broadway is widely regarded as one of England's prettiest and has long been associated with the arts. Composer Edward Elgar and painter John Singer Sargent were both attracted to Broadway's honey-coloured stone houses and gained inspiration from the beauty of the surrounding Worcestershire countryside. Over the last few years, property prices in Worcestershire have dipped very slightly in comparison to neighbouring Gloucestershire and Warwickshire. But still, the average price for a detached house stands at £260,000, which is £6,000 above the national average. Now, the reason why it's such an attractive county to buy is because it's got very good travel links to Bristol and to Birmingham, and it's full of beautiful architectural gems. Take a look. If classic country stone appeals to you, then there's a wealth of options in the honey-coloured cottages of the Cotswolds, which are located in the east of the county. Many of these date back to the 17th century and can typically cost upwards of £300,000 for a two-bedroom example set in a pretty village. But if grand proportions are high on your wish list, then the large Georgian and Victorian-style family homes towards the west of Worcestershire provide an attractive option. Mainly built from the local red brick, prices typically start around £500,000 for a detached four-bedroom home. Some artful bricks and mortar there, but is it enough to lure today's buyers to Worcestershire? Let's meet them. Professional couple Jason and Sian currently live in this semi-detached house on a busy road in Marlow, Buckinghamshire. But town living was never the long-term plan as a place to raise their two young children.
We moved down here 5 years ago to progress our careers, and we really want to get back now to living in the Worcestershire area where we met so that we can enjoy having our family and friends around us.
Sian and I grew up sort of in a more rural environment in a small village. And we just sort of want that for the children, really.
With strong ties back in the Midlands, trying to maintain a long-distance social life has really taken its toll.
We're spending a lot of time, and have done over the last few years, on the motorway. Get very jealous when you hear a couple of mates say, "Oh, we went out on a fantastic bike ride the other day, Jace, you should have come." I wish I could, but it's 120 miles away.
It would be my dream, really, to get back with my girly friends and do netball and do aerobics and Zumba anything else that they're doing on a weekly basis and start to get fit again and start to enjoy being back in my social group.
And while Sian's burning calories, looks like Jason intends to burn more rubber.
Sian's not happy about it, but I've got 2 motorbikes and I don't really get a chance to ride one of them. I'd like to be able to enjoy that passion a lot more.
The house has been on the market for a year already, but with a pressing educational deadline, they're desperate to get moving.
The most important thing is that Faith starts school in September, and we really want to start her in the community that we're going to live in for our long-term future.
And that long-term future is all dependent on their finances.
The budget for the move is £400,000.
Sian and Jason want us to concentrate our search towards the centre of the county, in the villages surrounding Worcester. And I caught up with them to find out more about what they're looking for. Welcome to Worcestershire, you two. I understand why you want to come back, because I know you've got your family here. And
Yes,
support
yes.
networks for the 2 little ones.
Yes.
But I wanted to know a little bit about the house, particularly. What is it that you're dreaming of?
We want some more space, so that when we have friends and family come to stay, that it's not quite so disruptive. You know, there's a nice sort of spare room for guests to stay in. More workspace for Sian.
Yeah,
because
I
she
work
works
in the
from home
living
for a
room
lot.
at the moment, so it'd be lovely to have.
With 2 little ones running
Yeah,
around.
if they're not at nursery, then they can be in the background, which is challenging.
And what about location? Because I know you want to be how many miles from Worcester?
We've kind of set ourselves a radius of around 10 miles, perhaps. We could do with being relatively close to sort of the motorway network for Sian to get down to London to work. I'm an electrician, so I can pretty much go anywhere.
Always need electricians everywhere. I know your budget's around 400,000, but would you look at things that are pegged a little higher?
The hope to get a cheeky offer, because we're finding that people are putting cheeky offers in on our property, so it's making us think that maybe we should be looking a little bit above our price range and then hopefully being able to negotiate a good deal on a property.
So you want to pay 400, but maybe look at, say,
Look a little bit
450.
higher.
Yeah.
Good, well, we've got some lovely properties lined up.
Good.
I'm worried about you going blue in the cold, so let's go and find this. Come with me.
Okay.
Sian and Jason have a top budget of £400,000, although they're happy to look at properties a little bit more expensive and negotiate hard to secure their dream home. For their money, they'd like a quirky or characterful period house, a minimum of 3 bedrooms, plenty of off-road parking, a garage or outbuilding for Jason's bikes, and it needs to be within easy reach of good local schools. We have got some fantastic houses to show them, but before I reveal the price of each, I'll be asking them to take a guess. As ever, the final property is the mystery house, and with today's choice, it might give our buyers more community than they ever dreamed of. Our first house is in Ripple, the most southerly parish in the county, 12 miles south of Worcester. Ripple is situated right in the heart of the Malvern Hills, and back in 680 AD, it was known as Rippel, which comes from the Norwegian word meaning strip of woodland or coppice. The local pub offers beers and ales together with homemade food, and they hold regular theme nights for a sociable evening out. The house I'm showing our buyers is a detached cottage, and it's set right in the heart of the village. Come off the road a bit and now you can see the full extent of this first property.
Very cute.
Cute?
Very
Lovely.
nice, yeah, lovely.
It's a great village, it's a great school. We're a mile and a half away from the M50, so it's well placed. I don't want to keep you in the rain too long, but I mean, any thoughts from the outside?
It's pretty, very pretty. It's lovely.
Yeah, it's nice. It's got a lot of character.
Let's go inside.
Okay.
This cottage certainly looks picture perfect from the outside, but let's see what they make of the interior. So this, I think, is a really great example of how an extension has really helped the property, because the end wall would have been here,
Yes.
and they've taken it out in the last 2 years.
It's made it really
Give it
light.
this big space.
There's a nice log burner as well.
Cosy log burning, yeah. Very good.
And this is quite modern and sort of
Comfortable, yeah.
comfortable.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah, it
I can
is.
see it working for us.
There's a great deal of character here, mixed with a modern twist, and it seems Jason and Sian are already visualising themselves enjoying cosy nights in front of the fire. This is a dining room. So do you use a formal dining room? Is that something you use or would want?
It's nice to have the choice, have that separation.
It could be a study come sort of playroom for the children,
Yeah.
couldn't it?
Let's look at the all-important kitchen. Oh, lovely doors. The whole house is full of lovely doors.
Yeah, they're really nice.
So here we have the kitchen
This is
extension.
lovely.
Oh, this is nice.
Yeah.
Now again, within a limited historical plot, I think they've done a really great job. The owners have sort of really extended it and made it a lovely family home because it's very, it flows very nicely.
Yes.
So lovely wooden floors. And see, this would have been the end. And what you've got the utility room with all your white goods, doors out into the garden and a downstairs loo.
Oh, okay. This all works really well.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's look upstairs. On the first floor, there are 3 bedrooms, which include 2 doubles and a single. There's also a small study area and a family bathroom. But it's time to check out the master.
Oh, this is nice.
Right, upstairs, you only have 3 bedrooms, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Here you've got a washroom, could
Okay.
extend it out and put a shower room in here. There's a family bathroom right next door.
Okay.
Lovely.
It's a nice big room, though, isn't it?
It is.
Nice big bright
is,
room.
yeah.
Nice tall
Yeah, it
ceilings.
works. It's got a nice feel to it.
I mean, in many ways, we thought this was a great property because it's got great bones. We were just a bit worried that it might not have quite enough space for you upstairs.
This is bigger than our bedroom at the minute.
And there's one extra room downstairs than what we have now, so that, it works in our favour from that perspective.
I'm going to give you a proper run around. You can have some time to really explore all the nooks and crannies. But let's go out to the garden.
Okay.
The proportions are certainly adding up for Jason and Sian. Outside, there's parking for several cars, and leading off the gravel driveway is a landscaped garden. So come on out. Oh, it's chilly out here. So the garden goes back, it's not huge. What we haven't given you, Jason, is somewhere for your motorcycles.
Yes, maybe we could do something with it. We could perhaps build a garage down there by the side of the house.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, I mean, you'd probably lose a bit of light on the extension there, but you could feasibly come
into
back
the
into the garden.
garden a bit.
I mean, you'd lose more of the garden, but then you would also give yourself a bit of privacy.
Yes.
Yeah.
You built a sort of nice brick-built
Yeah.
garage here, then you wouldn't have it looking in.
It's worth thinking about.
Definitely.
Because it's a lovely house.
Definitely.
It depends on, of course, the money.
Yes.
How much do you think this is on the market for?
I think 399,950.
Right at the top. What about you, Jason?
I think it's probably on for around 380.
Okay, so this property is on the market for £360,000.
Ah, okay.
So I'm going to send you back in to have a look, and I'll meet you at the front.
Thank you.
That is great, actually, because really they need to sell, and they haven't sold for quite a while. If they could accept an offer and take the blow of less money in Marlow, this might be the thing. Our first house is on the market for £360,000, which is well under budget, and leaves Jason money to build his garage. It has plenty of character features, including a wood burner. There's also a large contemporary kitchen. Upstairs has 3 bedrooms, and it's in the heart of the village, close to a good school.
Yeah, this could be Faith's room, couldn't it?
Oh, she'd love it.
She'd love it in here. We can see the church from here as well.
It's nice overlooking the village. When I saw the house, the little clock on the side, which was really pretty, and the brickwork, it just looked very pretty, and it looked the perfect kind of house for us.
The garden is a lot smaller than we have at present, and the big minus point for me is there's no garage. But having said that, the price of the property is a lot lower than our maximum price range.
Country folk always leave the door open. Guys, oh, there you are. Great, you're done?
Yes.
Yes.
You pull the door to, and we'll head off and see the next house.
Okay.
The Malvern Hills have been described as a mountain range in miniature, and the 8 Mile Ridge contains some of the oldest rocks in Britain. It's these hills that have inspired many musicians and writers over the centuries, the most famous being Sir Edward Elgar, who was born near the famous spa town of Great Malvern. The cottage where he spent the first 2 years of his life is now the site of the Elgar Birthplace Museum. The composer was a keen cyclist, and as Jason and Sian enjoy riding about on their bikes, earlier in the week we arranged for them to meet John Goldswain, a senior guide at the museum, to discover more about why Elgar found this area so irresistible.
This is the room where the great man was born,
Okay.
155 years ago. Wow. This was obviously 2 rooms in those days. It seems rather large to be just 1 room.
Yeah. You can see that there was probably a partition here,
yes,
one window there and one window there.
That's it. This was Elgar's desk.
Wow.
This is exactly as it would have been, including these pens, which have a 5-point nib, which Lady Elgar used to rule the score paper. And she wrote in the instruments. Over in the corner there, you'll see an example of one of his gramophones. He was the first composer to put his own music onto disc.
So obviously his music writing, a lot of it came from his experiences around Worcestershire and inside of the Malvern Hills.
Indeed.
Inspired him.
Elgar lived in over 24 different houses throughout his life, and although he's often portrayed as a restless soul, many were in the Malvern area. In the late 19th century, he retreated to the surrounding Malvern Hills and rented Birchwood Lodge. This lodge was ideal as it allowed Elgar to work in a south-facing room on the first floor, from which he gathered inspiration from the views of the Malvern Hills. The last part of the tour takes Jason and Sian to Elgar's final resting place at St Wulstan's Church, which is situated on the slopes of the Malvern Hills, and where he's buried alongside his wife, Alice.
There he is, bless him.
I see it's actually Lady Elgar's headstone, isn't it?
Yes, indeed. Only a simple funeral service. There was no music. No music whatsoever.
Really?
It's really odd.
It's ironic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ben?
It's very peaceful here.
Yeah,
It's a beautiful spot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very nice. At the foot of the Malvern Hills as well.
Yeah, exactly, which is where he would want to be.
It's not hard to see why Elgar was so drawn to this lovely scenery. Let's hope it provides the same allure for Jason and Sian as we continue our property hunt. We're driving north to Menith Wood, about 15 miles northwest of Worcester. Menith Wood is a small village with a big heritage, and historical records show that people have lived here since pre-Doomsday times. The village itself has 2 main focal points, the Chapel Hall and the local pub. There's a large green on the edge of the surrounding countryside, which is enjoyed by walkers exploring the great outdoors. And our second property is a converted schoolhouse in an attractive setting with its own pond. Here we are.
Hey, I say. Very
House
nice.
number 2.
Lovely.
Used to be the halfpenny school for the village.
Oh, okay.
So this bit at the end was schoolrooms for local children.
Yes.
But a beautiful, beautiful garden, lovely location up on the
Lovely
hill.
setting, yeah.
On a summer's day,
Yes.
it's amazing. Today's a bit chilly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But nice. It's
Beautiful.
got a lovely feel to it.
Very
Lovely
pretty.
surroundings, for sure.
Well, let's get ourselves in. It may be a blustery day, but it seems the wind hasn't dampened the spirit of our buyers as we head inside. So straight into the sitting room, and this used to be the schoolrooms. These were the teaching rooms for the halfpenny school. So it was obviously opened up, and actually this is an extension that was put in the 60s.
Okay.
Oh,
It has this lovely kind of Victorian bay window.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's beautiful.
You've got this lovely sort of inglenook fireplace.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's lovely.
It's nice.
So a different vibe from the first one, or?
I think it's more oldie worldy, and it feels a little bit more cosy and homely.
Well, the kitchen is equally impressive. Come on in. It's a proper old school country kitchen.
Oh, lovely. That's a nice
Fantastic.
range. You've always wanted a range.
Very good. Oh, it's
Beautiful.
lovely.
And you can see around here it's got a lovely sort of sunny sort of corner
Oh,
unit.
that's really
corner,
nice, yeah.
Now, also you've got a hatch through here into the dining room. There's a full formal dining room on the other side of that. There is the possibility, of course, that you could knock through and have it open.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be good as
plan.
well.
So we peek upstairs.
Okay.
There's a really warming mood to this tour so far, and on the ground floor, just off the kitchen, is a large utility and handy boot room. Moving upstairs, there are 3 double bedrooms, and we're heading to the one that could be theirs. So have a look at the master bedroom. All quite good size.
Nice size, hey?
Nice big room, isn't it?
Yeah, lovely. Slightly larger than ours now.
Yeah.
But again, it's got these great views. All the bedrooms upstairs have
Yeah.
these great views.
It's lovely.
Across the countryside.
It'd be heaven to have a room this size.
Yeah, it would.
Now, one of the reasons we brought you here is not just because it's a beautiful house, but because the outside space. Your motorcycles are not going to know what's hit them.
Looking forward to this.
Ah, the anticipation. This master bedroom would certainly give our buyers the space they're craving, and also on this floor is a good-sized family bathroom. Time to see what I have in store for Jason.
Oh,
Come on in.
wow.
Oh,
Jason's dream come true.
toy room.
Toy room.
Wow.
And this is only half of it, because there's the same again downstairs. There's a double-level garage.
way.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Exactly.
Fantastic.
So you can pull in, there's a double doors downstairs, you can drive in. There's...
Well, I was just thinking that area there, if you boarded that off, that could be a perfect study for me.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but I mean, if you didn't want 2 garages, there is a big garage downstairs. This whole top could be developed.
Yes.
So this could be like a
Games
studio
room
flat
or
or
studio
apartment or
flat.
something.
Snooker
for-
table.
Yes.
Ah,
right.
it's all coming alive.
It's just worrying me as to whether we can afford it now.
Well, let's go out in the garden and talk about that. Jason and Sian are clearly keen on this former schoolhouse, and it certainly offers them everything they've asked for, but at what price? So it's quite a
Excellent.
nice big garden, lovely location, lovely house, lots of outbuildings. How much do you think it is?
Go on, you go first.
I'd guess 475.
I think more like 450.
450, well, that's a relief because it's actually on at 425.
Oh, OK. That's
Wow.
interesting.
Miles away.
So over your budget, but nonetheless...
Ticks all our boxes.
Yeah. Have another look around. There's rooms we haven't seen. Let's go inside.
OK.
This converted property is over budget at £425,000. So Jason and Sian will need to do some extra hard negotiating if they want to make it their next home. It has a great deal of character, including an inglenook with wood-burning stove, a country kitchen, 3 bedrooms, a large garden, and outbuildings for Jason's bikes with an upstairs space that could be converted into an office for Sian.
Oh, look at that view.
Wow.
Yeah,
Superb.
that's lovely.
Even this is a
Really
enormous
nice.
room, isn't it? It's much bigger room than,
I love that
than
window.
we've got as a main bedroom at home.
It's got a real comfort feeling about it. You go into the lounge and the beam and the colouring in there. It's just got a real comfort, homely feel about it.
The garaging and outbuildings, I think, really kind of won us over. We've only got 3 bedrooms upstairs. Having that garage space, it's such a large space over there. We could easily turn some of it into a sort of a guest suite. Overall, this is perfect. It's an absolutely wonderful property.
It's quite nerve-wracking showing them this property because I know for a fact that the vendor is keen to get the full price and he's had lots of viewings. I was just saying, there's quite a lot of pressure on you if you want to buy this property.
Yes.
Yes, we love it. It's really nice.
We need to get your house sold lickety-split.
Quickly.
Yes. Shall we go somewhere warm and reflect?
That'd be a good
Sounds
idea.
good.
As the sun sets over the Worcestershire hills, there's time for our buyers to mull over their first day of house hunting. Jason and Sian from Marlow, Buckinghamshire want to reconnect with family and friends in the Worcestershire countryside. So far they've seen a delightful detached cottage full of character, but it was a converted schoolhouse that really set their hearts racing, as it had a garage beyond Jason's wildest dreams.
Oh,
Come on in.
wow.
But could the mystery house be about to shed more light on their property search?
Oh, lovely.
Very nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lovely.
And I find enlightenment among the Malvern Hills.
There they go. Wow.
I am feeling Sian and Jason's pain this morning because they really loved that house yesterday afternoon and they really want to move in. But that's only going to come to pass if a series of things happen. If they can sell their house in Marlow, top dollar, if the vendor here in Worcestershire will sell at an offer, and if it all happens pretty fast, then they might get the house. However, we do have the mystery house lined up, and that gives them everything they want, plus a little bit more, if, and there's always an if they don't mind having some neighbours. How are you feeling this morning?
Yeah, good.
Very well, thank you. Very good.
Nice and rested.
Well rested.
Yes, it was a long day yesterday. Have you had any thoughts about house number 2 and how you might purchase it?
We still love it. It's a fantastic property. I think the biggest question mark is it a little bit too far out from Worcester, the motorway, grandparents, that kind of thing?
Well, we've got one more to go, the mystery house. What do you think the mystery house might involve?
Well, we've been talking about this over dinner and breakfast, haven't we?
Yeah. I think
know.
it's going to be something like a barn conversion.
I think it might be an old oast house or something like that.
Well, off we go. Let's go and see this mystery house.
Okay.
Okay.
For our mystery property, we're travelling to the village of Broadworth, just 6 miles west of Worcester. It's a pleasing location with a lovely church and it's close to the River Team. The local country pub is an ideal spot for our buyers to take in the glorious Worcestershire countryside. Jason and Sian have said that they'd like to be in the heart of a community, so we've taken them at their word and brought them here, where they will definitely get to know their neighbours. The mystery!
Hey,
Wow.
here we are.
So it's a set of converted barns. Actually, it was an oast house, and there's a hop barn and various stables and outhouses. They're all converted. It's a prize-winning conversion, and you obviously will have one of them.
Yes,
Okay.
that's lovely.
Yeah, it's
Looks
very
very
pretty.
nice.
Obviously, it's shared. How do you feel about sharing a community?
Not sure.
But
I think it depends how many other
you know,
boxes it ticks, really.
I think the
from my
children would
perspective.
probably get an awful lot out of it.
We're about 5 miles from Martley, which I believe is where you grew up.
That's right, yes. Yes, I was born just a few miles up the road. I went to school in Martley as well.
Oh, so we're coming full circle. Actually, there's a very good school around here, Worcestershire.
Yes.
I mean, the one thing is we are on a road. It is an A road. I mean, is that a problem?
we'd probably prefer not to be, but but it's fairly quiet. We don't really notice it.
Let's look inside.
Okay.
Jason and Sian seem a little bit reserved, but fingers crossed we can change that. Come on in.
Oh, very nice.
Hey. Wow, that's lovely.
Yeah.
This is perhaps the architectural highlight of the building, because you can see
Beautiful.
the brick-built hop house there, and then the more sort of beamy, older barn part at the front.
It's beautiful.
This is the kitchen.
Excellent.
Oh, lovely.
Very nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lovely.
It's probably the biggest that we've shown you.
Yes.
It's a
Huge.
great big space.
Huge.
What's
a nice
lovely,
big
it's got these
window,
beautiful
yeah.
big arches. This would have been actually where they brought in the hops.
Brought in the hops, yes. Just what we've been looking for, isn't it?
Lovely.
So let's continue downstairs. That was the reaction I was hoping for. Also attached to the kitchen is a handy utility room. But now it's time to check out the main reception. And we have the sitting room.
Oh, this is nice, yeah.
It's nice.
So it's a smaller room.
Just a bit
Come in a
small,
bit
yeah.
and you can see it goes around the corner. they've boxed off there. That actually goes through into another room. Under the stairs, there's a small study, and they sealed it off to make it 2 separate rooms to give them an extra guest bedroom.
Okay. Yeah.
But you could open that up and have that as a sort of like a play room, have it sort of an L-shaped room so the kids could play down there.
Yeah, it was quite good having it as a separate study from my perspective anyway.
Your work, I'm sure.
Yeah.
What about the vibe? Because often particularly these barn conversions, you either feel comfortable or you don't. You feel...
Oh no, I really like the feel of it, definitely.
Yeah, I like
Because
it.
I like the beams and the traditional feel of it all. So from that perspective, it's working right.
Right. Let's look upstairs.
Okay.
The interior of this house with its traditional feel is definitely to Jason and Sian's taste. But will the good vibes continue as we head to where they might sleep? So there's 3 bedrooms on this floor. This is the
Oh, lovely.
biggest on the floor, and that's
Yeah.
a nice little ensuite.
Very nice.
This is great, isn't it?
Yeah.
So in some ways, I think the upstairs is almost more successful as the downstairs. There's a conversion because it's very simple, the beams,
Yeah.
nice
Really
big
works.
square rooms. How do you feel about space for your study and space for working?
Well, that room downstairs would be adequate for me, from working point of view.
You know what, Sian? I'm going to stop you there because I don't want it to just be adequate.
Okay.
I want it to be amazing.
Right.
Come with me.
Oh.
There are 2 other bedrooms on this floor and a good-sized family bathroom. And just at the top of another flight of stairs is a surprise for Sian. See, I envisaged this
Oh.
as your study.
Hey.
Wow. Wow.
Excellent.
Little steps up to the window for the view.
Fantastic.
When you need a bit of inspiration from the Team Valley.
Oh, excellent.
Lovely.
Beautiful view, isn't it?
Come back down. This is their master bedroom. But I think this actually would be a lovely
Office.
office.
I'd say.
Yes. I do like all the arch brickwork as well. It's nice.
Yeah.
Nice, good chunky feel to it. It's nice.
Anywhere for your motorcycles?
Not yet.
Outside, there's parking for 4 vehicles and a rather special building that I think Jason will really appreciate. It does have not 1, but 2 garages.
Great.
Okay, great.
It's not quite as spectacular as the garage block in the last one.
That
So
would take some beating.
You get
Yeah.
the study, you get the
Yeah.
double garage.
That's okay, yeah.
Still good. It's still more than we have at the moment.
So we've seen everything now. It's a slightly different offering because obviously you've got all your neighbours here and you've got the sort of little different bits and bobs. But you think you've seen everything now, so can you make a guess at the price?
I think 415.
Jason?
I think 424.
424, so both above your sort of top
Yeah.
Yes.
end. Well, it's on for 395.
Wow.
Do you know what, I was wanting... I did think 399 and then I thought, no, a bit more.
395.
Again, a refreshing answer, really, because
Yeah.
it gives us room, doesn't
Gives
it?
us scope.
Gives us room to...
Definitely within budget.
Why don't you have a look around? Because we did whistle around the house. You can have a look at all the rooms we didn't have a chance to see. And I'll be hovering around in the compound and then we can push on from there.
Okay. Thank you.
This barn conversion is under budget at £395,000. And if they can get their heads around the communal living space, it could be a real contender. It has a host of period features, including exposed timber and brickwork, fantastic family kitchen, 4 bedrooms, 1 with the potential to make into a study for Sian, and a double garage to keep Jason happy.
So what do you think?
Do you know, I really love the house.
It's lovely, isn't it? It's very
I
nice.
really love it. The kitchen diner
Kitchen's
works
the day room.
perfectly. The features in the house are lovely, but I just don't know about the outside. I mean, where would we put the barbecue? Patio table and chairs.
We do like having people around for barbecues a lot, don't we? And you just don't have that privacy there, do you, really?
No. The downstairs area was fantastic. The upstairs, the bedrooms were really brilliant. I mean, we were so surprised to see the additional suite on the top floor. that could be used in so many different ways. It could be used as a study for me, for my working. We could see the whole of the inside of the house really, really working for us.
Initially, not bowled over, to be honest, because it is relatively close to the main road and you haven't got a private garden. But the house itself, the frontage of the house, is lovely. It looks spectacular.
All three done. Look,
Yeah.
at shocked.
Done.
Yeah, a lot of
It's all
information
over.
to take in.
All the houses seen. Let's go and digest and think about them. Since Victorian times, gas-fuelled lamps have illuminated the roads and pathways of the Malvern villages in Worcestershire. The soft, warm glow of these lamps have long given the area a feeling of nostalgia and were said to be the inspiration for Narnia in C.S. Lewis's The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. Over the years, however, the cost of keeping these historic lamps working has spiralled, and their upkeep has become increasingly difficult. In 2010, things became even harder when the local council withdrew its grant towards funding their maintenance. This important part of the Malvern's heritage would have been lost forever had it not been for a local community group who came up with an ingenious solution to keep these lamps burning. I've come to meet Brian Harper, one of the so-called gasketeers of Malvern, to find out more. So essentially you are restoring the ones that are there, the listed lampposts, taking the lanterns down and
Yes.
putting in the new...
Yes, we have to do a complete refurbishment, which, because of the very poor condition of them, really is restoration.
There are 109 gas lamps in the area, and they're all in the process of being revamped. So I headed to Brian's lab to have a closer look at how this gas lamp is being brought into the 21st century.
This topic has really caught the imagination because they are actually just very beautiful. And we've gone to great strides on the electronics and the rest of the design to make it all fit in and keep the classical lantern style. And the other important thing is the optics that we have added to the burner system.
There's these reflectors.
Yes, you can see them there, which stop light being wasted and puts it down to where it really should be used. And so produces no light pollution as well at the same time.
Wow, that's great.
In this application, we're saving the light that would be wasted going into a tree or a hedge and throwing it sideways down the path and the road.
But then there's also some electronics which... Does that stop the...
Yes, that's important because we automatically control the lighting from a sensor, which is on the top of the canopy there. So we can do dawn to dusk running, but can also cater for off periods during the night time as well. We've come up with what we think is a rather apposite acronym. We call this the Elgar upgrade.
Very Malvern man.
It stands for Eco Light by Gas and Reflection.
Clever.
Which I think sums up everything that we're striving to do. I think it's wise we go and see it all in action.
So as night falls, I'm off to Malvern to meet Nathan Burlton, whose job it is to replace the old gas lamp with its modern counterpart.
Right.
So, second ladder, I'm here to steady, am I?
Okay, yeah, if you'd like to give me a hand with this lamp, that'd be great. So I'm going to carry it up this ladder. If you could get up to the top and steady it as I swing it round and engage it onto the pole. So.
Good. The bracket, affectionately known as the frog, has been securely fixed to the top of the post, and I'm now helping to connect the lamp before a final testing.
And it's now ready to be connected to the gas and the burner put in.
This new design has made them 92% more efficient, saving £100 per year per light.
So we're ready to light it up. So I'm going to flick the switch. And in a second, it should start igniting.
There you go.
There they go. Wow.
It's really wonderful. You see the string of lights because it's reflected inside the reflector like a string of pearls. Hence the increased light through light and reflection. So after bringing light to the town of Malvern, it's time to see whether enlightenment has descended on our house buyers. Let's go and see what Sian and Jason are thinking. Now, it's been quite interesting showing you two around this area because you know it much better than I do. Have we shown you things that were interesting, or were there surprises in there?
I think they were all really interesting for lots of different reasons, each one of them individually. I think we loved each of them.
Yeah, very much
for their own reasons, to be honest.
Let's go through the houses one by one because that sort of allows us to collect our thoughts. Now, the first house was in the middle of a village, very nice location. What are your thoughts about that now?
I think that was the perfect location out of all of the three because it was so close to the motorway for my work.
You had worries about where you're going to park your bikes in the first house because there was no garage. Yeah. The second house, however, had garages coming out of its ears.
Yeah,
what are your thoughts about that
really
property?
Lovely.
That was superb. That was
Everything.
superb.
It was just perfect. The whole property. I think it would probably every dream come true with a property to have something like that. But just a little bit of a question mark over how far away from Worcester it is and whether it would really work from our perspective on the location.
What about house number 3, the mystery house?
We hadn't considered a kind of community living in that way, but it was a really beautiful property when you start looking at it from the outside and you think, well, you know, maybe this could work, but I don't think the outside will work for us.
You know, in the summer we often have our breakfast outside. And I don't think you could really do that because you've got the road is not very far away and you're very overlooked from your neighbours and you don't really have that, you know, you don't really have that privacy.
So it seems like we sort of missed the mark with all 3 properties.
Well, I think we'd like to investigate the second one, the area of the second house, more to understand a little bit more about the area and see if it could work for us because the house was fantastic.
Well, it's a very trying business, and I know that you've been on tenterhooks a long time, waiting for that phone call, but I trust that you will come to Worcester very soon, and I hope it's not too long.
Well, thank you for all your help.
Yeah, thank you.
It has been bracingly cold this spring week in Worcestershire, but I do think we found some heartwarming properties for Jason and Sian to look at. I also know that by the end, Sian's businesswoman head was ruling her heart, and she found good reasons why she couldn't move in any of the 3. But I think if they sell their property in Marlow and have some cash, her heart will bring her back to this lovely county. And I hope it happens soon. Join us next time for more Escape to the Country. And if you'd like to escape to the country in Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland or England and need our help, please apply online at bbc.co.uk/be on a show.